With me is Chris Robertshaw, the Minister for Policy and Reform. Joining us today to talk about the big debate. This is a big launch you're going to be making now. So, over to you. I mean, the big debate on the future of government, obviously.
Yeah, well, I mean, the administration over the last 3 years has been quite understandably preoccupied with getting ourselves back to a balanced current account, and we're almost there. So the next big stage now is, okay, where's government of the future going? And
what, smaller, leaner, all the things that you've been saying for years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been trailing the concept of a big debate for some time because there needs to be a big conversation with the people of the Isle of Man about what its government in the future is going to look like.
Isn't this really Roman Coman that's been out there already hearing what people want to hear and then acting upon it?
No, I mean, Roman Coman to some extent was successful, but this goes much deeper. This goes to the core of what government is, what its services are, and how it engages with the people. There'll be three elements to the debate. The first will be smaller, smarter government and all the implications that emanate from that. And then the second part of the debate, and leading in very much from that first part, will be focusing on the individual families and communities to make sure that government delivery is better for them. And then the third part of the debate is modernising the welfare state, and that will lock into all the work we've been doing with CI65 and others. So it's a full engagement. It will take a number of forms. It will take the form of meetings around the island, north, south, east, west, as many as we find people want us to have. There'll be a Facebook page, there'll be Twitter, there'll be a website, there'll be conversations and discussions with you, with the other media people, and how long it goes on depends on how long it takes us to try to arrive at conclusions with the people of the island.
I mean, I say this all the time as well. You know what people want at the end of the day. They want the best for the least, don't they? They want a great...
So do we.
Yes, but you know, we're in a low tax area, but delivering, in your words from the government quite often, it's looking at the UK, everything they get there, we want over here, but obviously they pay more taxes and that sort of thing.
Yes, I think before I try to answer, it's important to make the point that we're not alone in trying to understand how government has got to be fit for the future, because the challenges that we face are absolutely enormous. It's been a struggle to get through towards a new balance on the current account, but getting government small enough and fit enough so that it can really deliver the services and protect the vulnerable in the future is going to be a major, major task. And frankly, the way and the size of our government at the moment and the way it functions is thoroughly inadequate. So regardless whether our tax is higher or lower, those issues are with us. But obviously, as you say, and as I've said many times, the fact that we are a competitive tax jurisdiction plays a role in all of this. How do we make sure that we can stay a competitive tax jurisdiction, a successful economy, and yet really deliver services that people want in the way they want them?
It falls on your head as the enforcer, does it? This is this title that you've got of remodelling things. I mean, when you were with health and social security sort of thing, or social security, and having all this means testing, that was a start of this sort of thing, wasn't it?
Well, rather than a enforcer, I think it's possibly better to say a focus, because up to now government has been a siloed organisation. Sir John Elvidge, in an article for the Carnegie Trust UK, entitled "The Enabling State," because this issue is going on everywhere. Sir John is a constitutional expert for the UK, and he says the trouble with government is it likes to deliver services vertically, but people need them horizontally. In other words, people want to be seen and recognised for themselves in a holistic way. And that's the challenge that we've got. So it's not about enforcement, it's about the centre, the new centre, the cabinet, helping to ensure that government as a whole embraces this. And there is a growing desire in government for this to happen. We recently had Have You Say questionnaire out to all staff in government, and even government staff are frustrated with their inability to engage with people to measure outcomes for people in the way that they want.
Because you said yourself, the silo mentality is still going on in government, is it? People are not talking to other departments, and it's been on the news recently about that sort of thing. In Peel, the dredging going on, and people aren't talking between departments. So it's your job to try and break through that.
With others, yes. I mean, there's a growing recognition through the Chief Officers Group, through and other senior officers, the politicians themselves, that we need to change. But we're not going to suddenly come out with a set of solutions. What we have to do is identify the issues and engage with people so that there's an understanding of what it is that we're trying to do, and that other people can contribute.
So this big debate, you're going to go around the Isle of Man.
Yep.
This is not the whole of Comyn, then it'll just be you and some others, will it? A few people listening to the public?
In different parts. I mean, the second part, the issue about communities and individuals, will be very much as well talking to the local authorities, because they will be partners in this, and we need to engage with them. So in that respect, myself, Phil Gorn and Richard Ronan are going out to talk to the local authorities. As far as the main debate with the individual elector, it'll be myself, and Eddie Tier will be with me for much of the time as well, because he'll be leading on the modernising the welfare state element of the debate. How long it lasts depends on how well we do. It's a brand new concept, this. We go into it hopeful that it'll work, but we'll have to wait and see.
Are you asking people for ideas, or just their input into how you're doing, or what?
What we want to do is explain the issues that we face in order that their government in the future is fit for purpose, and get a response to that from them. We do hear quite regularly from a number of quite forceful political pundits, really, but now is the time to go out to the people and listen to the quiet majority, and they don't really get a say. If you, for example, take Roman Comyn, what we noticed from that was that we got significant audiences, but it was always, shall we say, the same 10, 12, 15 who had their say and had the,
And will this not be any different, though?
No, because we're going to use, in the public meetings, we're going to use something called power vote. So we'll make elements of the presentation, and then each member of the audience
get a button,
and they can select the answer that they want to choose.
Yes.
And so the quiet lady in the corner, who really doesn't want to stand up and say something loud and long, will have exactly the same opportunity to express her views as the person in the front who's thumping the desk at us. And isn't that the right way for it to be?
So this big media blitz you're having today, what are you actually? What's the message? Are you about to do it? You want input now, or what?
No, what we want to do is start to make people aware that the big debate is starting, and that the first element of the big debate will be focusing on how we make government smaller and smarter, and the implications of that, how it will impact on people's lives, how it may impact, and what people think of that, and give us their response.
And how do they do that? They pick up the phone to you, or they email you, or what?
It will email, we'll respond to emails, Facebook, Twitter. The website will be very helpful, because the website will have, for example, we'll link to this and other things that I've said, articles, think tank papers, a whole range of information which will help people focus on the discussions that we're having.
And contacting those people who don't seem to have much interest in politics. I'm thinking about now the 16 to 30 maybe, or whatever it is, that younger age that just doesn't seem to really engage with politics.
No, that's true, and it's a big challenge for us. Because it's their future, isn't it? I mean, I'm getting on a bit now, and I've always said I came into politics because I wanted to retire as an old fart, knowing that I'd done the right thing for my children and grandchildren, and I'm just another grandfather with that view. How we reach out and get our youngsters to care about their future is going to be a challenge.
Hopefully it'll be through this sort of medium, I guess.
Well, let's hope.
Okay. Well, we'll keep in touch, and we'll obviously cover the events and follow the progress of the big debate.
I look forward to engaging with you, and thank you, Paul.